Hi, it's Nadia here, and as it's Halloween I decided to make a very scary skeleton, but he's actually turned out rather cute. So meet Morty the Skeleton. I'm going to be showing you how to make him today, but before I start, please subscribe to our channel, and also I will be giving one of our Morty the Skeletons away, and I will put all the details in the box below. So let's start. Our Morty the Skeleton comes as a ready-made kit, so I'm going to talk you through the materials in the kit. We have ball pins, eye pins, jump rings of different sizes and gauges, most importantly a Swarovski skull, some spike beads in 2 different colorways, some Swarovski bicone beads, little seed beads, and 45 centimeters of fine chain and a clasp. The important thing when putting this kit together is to do it by little sections. I'm going to start off by making the little beaded feet and hands, and I do this by putting seed beads on a ball pin. I'm going to be putting 3 seed beads on a ball pin for the little fingers and 4 seed beads on a ball pin for the feet. So you pin them and get them ready, and now I'm going to cut them and loop them. And if you need a reminder of how to cut and loop, I'm going to put the link to the video where we show it in detail now. Now that I've pinned and looped all the little fingers, I'm just going to go through them and make sure that they're all properly closed and that they're centralized, because the little black pins are a slightly softer material than the gold and the silver, so they're a bit more bendy, and I just want to make sure that they're all perfect before I link them up. Now if you think that your loop isn't properly closed, you can always put your pliers back in it and then just open it a bit and close it. So just by twisting gently, and it should close it for you perfectly. So don't worry about adjusting little loops if they don't look as they need to be. So my little fingers are ready, and I'm going to put each 4 on a jump ring. I'm going to put them on a little jump ring. So I'm going to take hold of my jump ring with my flat nose pliers, and with another pair of flat nose pliers I'm just going to open the jump ring. Remember to open them forwards or backwards so as not to damage the shape, and then just put your 4 beaded and looped fingers on one jump ring. And before I close it, I'm going to put one more jump ring on it, which is a closed jump ring, which will be my little connecting jump ring to the little arm. So I'm just going to close it carefully, making sure there are no gaps. So this is how I make one little hand, and I'm going to do exactly the same for the other one. Now that my little beaded hands are ready, I'm going to prepare the little feet, and for the little feet I'm going to do exactly the same. So 4 ball pins for each foot, and each one of these is going to have 4 little beads in it, 4 little seed beads, as opposed to 3, which is what I used to make the little fingers. Now that I've got 8 ball pins with 4 seed beads on each one and they're pinned, I'm going to cut them and loop them. And it's good to remember to try and place your round nose pliers more or less in the same place so that your loops are even, and try and make them as close as possible to the top so you've got nice delicate loops. My 8 little toes are ready, and now I'm going to assemble them to make little feet. I'm going to do the same as I did with the little hands. I'm going to place them on a jump ring, which I'm going to grab hold of with my flat nose pliers, and then with another pair of flat nose pliers I'm just going to open them. So 4 on each jump ring, followed by another jump ring that's closed, which we would use to link up afterwards to the rest of the leg, and carefully close it so that they don't fall out. And I will do the same again for the other side. And if you're wondering why they've got 4 toes and not 5 toes, you can make 5 toes, but we found it very difficult to put 5 toes on a little jump ring, and we felt it worked just great with 4. Up to you. Morty is has only got 4 toes. So now we've got our hands and our feet ready to go. Next, I'm going to make the arms, and the arms are made using 2 bicone beads, a small one and a slightly larger one, and each one of the bicone beads is put on an eye pin. And I'm going to cut it and loop it to get it ready to be linked up. So you will need to do this with all 4 beads in exactly the same way. And once more, try and place your round nose pliers close to the top so you've got nice delicate loops. My bicone beads are now pinned and looped, so they now have a double loop, one on each side. Now I'm going to link my little arm by joining the 2 bicone beads with a jump ring, and then I'm going to join the smaller of the bicone beads to the jump ring that has the little fingers on it. I find that if you link all the parts together with the little jump rings, it gives them movements. It's like having little joints, so it's a good way of doing it. So 1 large double beaded bicone bead on here, double looped one, and a small one at the same time, and then carefully close your jump ring backwards and forwards a few times to make sure that there are no gaps in it so it doesn't come apart. And now I'm going to link this to the fingers. So I will open the jump ring and place the loop on the smaller of the bicone beads on it, and then again carefully close it. So this is one arm. You'll do this twice. Next, I'm going to make the feet or the legs. I'm going to do this by putting 2 of my spike beads on an eye pin and making a double loop on these. So I'm just going to trim them. And make my loop. And I'm just going to centralize it by putting the pliers back in and giving it a little straighten. Next, I'm going to make the lower part of the leg. I'm going to make this using 2 eye pins. And because they're too long, I'm going to trim them. So I'm going to cut them to about 2 centimeters. And I'm going to make a loop at the bottom. Which will enable me to put a jump ring on it and connect it to the feet. And now I'm going to join the feet to one of these loops with the jump ring that's holding them together. So I'm just going to open it carefully. And place my pin on it. And close it. So now I have the lower part of my leg ready. And now I'm going to attach my spike bead to the top loop, and I'm going to attach it with a jump ring. So again, it just looks like a little joint and it will give it more movement. So open your jump ring, put the top loop on, put one of your beaded spike beads on it, and close it. And to finish my legs, I'm going to put one more jump ring at the top. Again, it's another joint, and that will join onto the body afterwards. So jump ring, open it. You don't need to open it a lot because it's just a little ring that you put through it. Feed the top loop on your spike bead onto it and carefully close it. So now we have our legs ready and our arms ready, and I'm going to make the body. To make the body, I'm going to put 2 of my spike beads on an eye pin. I'm going to put a black one and a crystal one. And again, I'm just going to bend and cut and loop them. Now I'm going to join my 2 spike beads with a jump ring. Making sure it's nice and tight. So this is my little body, and I'm actually going to join my feet to it straight away, and I'm going to join my feet to the bottom spike bead, which I'm decided will be the black one, with a larger, slightly larger jump ring, just to give it a bit more movement. So open the jump ring, place the loop, the bottom loop of the spike bead on it, and then the top jump ring on one of the legs on it, and the other one as well. And close it. Now I'm going to do the head, the skull, which I've placed on an eye pin, and again I'm just going to bend it and cut it, and make another loop at the bottom. So this is a bit more fiddly because it's kind of got a dip in it, the skull. So take your time to just get it centralized and make sure it's perfectly closed. I'm ready to join my skeleton together. I'm going to put a large jump ring, join it to the bottom loop of the skull, and I'm going to put the body with the feet on it and close it. And what I've got left now is to join the arms onto the body. And I'm going to do this by taking a large jump ring, which I will open and place one of the arms on it, and then put it through the large jump ring at the bottom of the skull and close it. So one arm left to go. Again, a large jump ring, and it's quite nice to use these large jump rings because it will be easier for you to assemble, but also they look like shoulders, like shoulder joints, so they work very well here. So open it and place the arm on it, and then again through the large jump ring on the bottom of the skull, and close it. And my skeleton is now ready. And you can put it on an earring or on a key ring, but I'm going to put mine on a chain to wear as a necklace. And I'm going to show you how to assemble the chain quickly and put it together. So I'm going to put a little feature on my chain. I've got a 45 centimeter length of fine chain, and I'm going to put a little spike bead on it just to give it some interest. So I will finish off my chain quickly by attaching the jump ring, a jump ring to the end on one side, and a jump ring with a lobster clasp on the other side. So put your jump ring through the last link, and with the jump ring open, put your clasp on it, and close it. And I'm just going to add one large jump ring to this side, so it's just easier to open and close when you wear it. So I'm putting it through the last jump ring and closing it. And my chain is now ready. I'm going to lay it on my tray or lay it down flat. I'm going to give it a little snip just up from the middle, about 1 centimetre or so. I'm just going to cut it, and I'm going to put my last spike bead on a ball pin. Bend it, cut it and loop it. I'm going to connect my spike bead to the chain by using a jump ring on each side, which I join to the chain and to one of the eyelets. I'm going to put the last link of the chain through the jump ring and then one of the loops of my spike bead. And now I'm going to join the other side the same way. I will open another small jump ring. I will put the last link of the chain on it and the other eyelet of my spike bead. Close it. So now my chain is finished, and it's got an extra little feature, which is the little spike bead. And I'm going to find the middle of the chain by folding it in half. I'm going to place a jump ring through the middle link. And now I'm going to put Morty, our skeleton, and our Morty skeleton is finished. So enjoy wearing him. Don't forget to leave comments for us below. We'd love to hear from you. Hope you enjoy making a skeleton, and look forward to seeing you next time on our next project.